Hi guys and gals, once again the bagman returns. Today I've got a funny story for you that carries on from yesterday. When I was arrested in Adelaide, I was in the watch house for 3 days I think, and the police were doing everything they could. They'd put me in an interview room surrounded by 10 detectives and the chief of police trying to get me to admit who I was. And I have a firm belief that if you're being questioned by the police, you keep your mouth shut. You're under no obligation whatsoever to give evidence against yourself. So keep your friggin' mouth shut. I mean, they were doing things like pushing a piece of paper, a form and a pen over the table saying, oh, you need to sign this to get your breakfast delivered tomorrow. And I'd just push it back. I mean, I wouldn't do anything that was obliging because as soon as they identify me, they can extradite me. So on the third day, I'm sitting in the slot, and the duty officer, I mean, one of the blue shirts, just a constable, he was all right. He was playing the good cop. He'd give me a cigarette every now and then. And I'm in a row of probably 20 cells, 10 on each side of the corridor. And when I first came in, I noted that I was the only one in, and I was put in the last slot at the end of the corridor. And I don't know what the purpose that was. It didn't actually concern me whatsoever. But on the third day, the duty officer marches a guy up in cuffs, opens the door, uncuffs him and pushes him in the door and shuts him in. And this guy looks like a mongrel dog. He doesn't look like he's showered in a year. He's filthy. He hasn't seen a razor. I mean, he was just a dog. And I thought, this guy's a narc. He's an undercover narc. And they've put him in here to put pressure on me to see if they can intimidate me. Anyway, I'm sitting on the edge of my bunk in the slot. And he sits down next to me on the same bunk, although he sits back, the back of his head's about 6 inches off the wall. And we go through the semi-formal greeting bullshit, and all of a sudden he puts his hand on his leg, on my right leg, and he said, I've always had the opinion that men have an affection for each other in a physical sense. And I thought, fuck off. Leave me alone. Anyway, he kept running his hand up and down my leg, getting closer to my crotch, and he's going on with this absolute bullshit jargon. I cut my right fist into my left hand, and I swung it round and took him on the nose. Broke his nose, I mean, he was bleeding like a pig. Bounced his head off the concrete wall behind him. And he went batshit crazy. I mean, I hardly saw him move, but he's hanging on the door of the slot, shaking it and screaming, get me the fuck out of here. And the blue shirt came up and let him out. I was never questioned about the incident. Nothing ever occurred about the incident. Just a narc got put out of commission for a month, I reckon. I mean, it was just so much fun. You guys have a really good day, and I'm sure that's in the bagman of the brothel, like many other events. I do hope that you take the opportunity and buy it and have some fun. See you guys.